Welcome to Down and Distance, Monday, September 12th. Today we're going to be talking about the NFL hype for week 1. Alright, we got some headline. Dallas quarterback, Dak Prescott, is now having another injury. Surgery on his right thumb, expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. So basically, half of the season after Dallas kind of got destroyed to Tampa Bay. Alright, week 1 recap. The Rams won the Super Bowl last year. Not so great of a game to start their season against the Bills, who are looking to win their conference this year and maybe likely see them in the Super Bowl this year. They had a good time beating the Rams 31-10. And also, the Chiefs looking like they're going to be Super Bowl playoffs all the way up there in the NFL over the Cardinals 44-21. And then there's your final score at the Buccaneers Cowboys game, 19-3. Yeah, I told you it wasn't close. And then Steelers and Bengals, boy, that was a close back and forth game. It went to overtime. Steelers came out on top 23-20 with a field goal to end the game. And in the most hyped game of week 1, the Browns and the Panthers. How could Baker Mayfield do against his former teammates? Well, I gotta say, rough start, but again, it is week 1. You're getting used to new players and new plays and all of that stuff. And I gotta say, the second half, he showed up. What a great comeback. Too bad they lost, but the Browns pulled out the win 26-24. The Giants picking up their first win in, 10 years. I don't know. Remember the last time the Giants won. Not last year, I can remember that. What a big upset over the Titans. 21-20. What a great show. And if you're watching this show live, just getting about under an hour, we got the Broncos versus Seattle. ABC, ESPN Plus, just any network that ESPN's shown it on. It's going to be a fun game to watch. I can't wait to see it. I'll be able to see it tonight. I got the Broncos coming out on top on this one. Alright, it's college football time. Now that we've got NFL out of the way, we had a crazy cupcake week. Some big upsets. And now let's introduce my brand new rankings coming in for week 3. As you can see, these rolling in. My new graphics for our rankings. Alright, at 21 I got Miami. 22 I got Oklahoma State. 23 Cincinnati, Minnesota, and Kansas State. 4 of the 5 teams I have on here are brand new in my rankings. And I got some new ones to introduce on the next graphic too. But boy, I moved Cincinnati back in. Great win. I gotta say, majority of the teams that lost last week were about in my 20 to 25 range. I had to drop them out and put new teams in, but I likely see a couple of them lose this week and drop them right out and move some more in. So it's going to get a little crazy as we're just figuring out some of these teams. But anyway, moving on to the next one. At number 20, I got Ole Miss, 19 Pitt, 18 USC, 17 Arkansas, and Wake Forest at 16. Again, USC is going to be, I got to say, the highest jump in my rankings this week for new teams. That wasn't ranked last week. They're going to be the highest I put in. I like what they did there. It's great effort. On to my next one. At 11, I got Baylor after their loss. 12, I got Michigan State. 13, I got A&M. 14, I've got Oregon. 15, I've got Clemson. Alright, so I moved a couple of these down. A&M, Baylor. They both took a big drop. Mainly A&M. I dropped them way out of the top 10. I had them in my top 5 last week. I moved them all the way down 13. Baylor, I moved them way down. all right, after that loss at BYU. And obviously you can tell that BYU is going to be ranked higher than them. Oklahoma, I got them jumping 5 spots this week to 7. NC State takes a big jump. Utah moves up a couple. I got BYU at 10 now. So BYU jumped in the top 10. They went up 6 spots. And I got to say, I am really impressed with some of these teams in the top 10. Now, moving on to my top 6 teams. And I can't wait to show you. And I got a big surprise for you after what I saw in week 2. In a crazy week. All right. So, number 1. I still got Ohio State at number 1. I know some of you are probably like, put Georgia at number 1. Come on, they deserve it. Yeah, I know. But I still like Ohio State. I got to see more from them, and conference play is about to start. And 2, I still got Alabama at number 2. Yeah, they played a really good, tough Texas team. And yeah, even though I don't have them ranked, they did find a way to win that game. And I got Georgia at 3, so I got no changes in my top 3. But here's where it starts to get crazy, and here's where some of the top teams I didn't expect to win. Well, I mean, I had Kentucky beating Florida, and I got them in the top 6. Be looking out for Kentucky up there. Number 4, I've got Michigan find a spot up there, and Tennessee at 5. A lot of big surprises, I'm sure. Some of you probably were not expecting that to have Alabama at 2, and then Kentucky and Tennessee up there too. Now, AP polls got Georgia at 1, and then they got Alabama at 2, which, I mean, I know some of you are like, oh, why do you have Georgia so low? Well, I mean, I think it's mainly because I got to see more from them. Yeah, Georgia, I got to see some more. I'm waiting for a team to find Georgia's weakness. Obviously, we both agree Alabama's 2, obviously. So basically, Ohio State, Georgia's flipped. All right. They have more confidence in Oklahoma. I mean, I got Oklahoma at 7. So, I mean, we're pretty bare there. But Oklahoma, number 6. Michigan at 4. We just agree. Who they got at number 5? Clemson. Of course they do. They have just a lot of faith in Clemson down there. But mainly, I gotta say, AP poll is catching up to me. I gotta say, I like where their head's going. Alright, some college football headlines for you. Debo Sweeto accepted a $150 million contract for 10 years through 2030. I think he's now going to be the highest paying head coach through multiple years. And I don't even think that Clemson ain't going to have that success this year. Now, you can quote me on that. Because, oh, and by the way, I got App State and A&M game right. Kentucky and Florida game right. I got most of the upsets that you all wouldn't expect to happen. Alright? Alright, next headline. Overtime this year. Boy, this is the craziest year yet. Week 1, we got 5 overtimes. This past Saturday, 6 overtimes, including the Baylor and BYU game. Boy, and some of them not only just 1 overtime, some of them are going over to 4 or 6 overtimes. I think 6 is so far the highest overtimes we had. I mean, you can even check. There might be even more overtimes in the FCS that gone higher. I don't know, but I gotta say, this is one of the craziest seasons I've had, and probably in my rankings, the most jumps and the most confusion I have about my rankings, because I do not know where to put teams. We're so early in the season, but yet, this is the most complicated season yet, because I don't know how these teams are going to perform, because mainly the transport portal is hurting it, because you don't know where these players are going to go next. You don't know how they're going to perform new coaches. They got to learn some new plays. Some of them are looking better than ever. It's very crazy right now. That's why college football is the best sport. I mean, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, the NFL is just the same teams winning it every year. Or NBA, the same teams winning it every year. I mean, college is so crazy. And plus, the fans are a lot better in college because I mean, in the pros, you just root for the team that's closest to you, or mainly you just root for in the pros, you mainly just root for players that you love watching in college, basically. I mean, college is basically where it's at. I don't know why players rush to go to the NFL, mainly because they want to get paid, but college is where you're in your prime and where you're the most famous, alright? Because you're likely, once you go to the NFL, you have a least likely chance to be famous, unless you just want the money, I guess. Alright, next headline. Scott Frost gets fired! Finally, after 4 years, he gets fired! Took a long time, but I think it came at an unexpected time. I mean, for one reason, he's getting $15 million in his buyout because he was fired before August 1st. Now, a lot of people were expecting him, if he can find a good team and can get some good quality wins, he was likely going to get fired August 2nd. But, I mean, he's going to be rich. I guess I wonder if he was trying to get fired so he can get $15 million on his buyout. But yet, I would have waited to fire him until after to see what he did after Oklahoma and Nebraska. That's the game to know. Maybe he spent all of this offseason getting ready for Oklahoma and Nebraska. I don't know, but losing to Georgia Southern is pretty pitiful. Alright. Let's go on to some game highlights. We got Alabama and Texas in a shootout. Boy, I'm going to get a lot of heat for this game. Alright, here we go. Alabama go for it on 4th and 1. Late in the fourth quarter. And he gets stopped. Texas thinks they got the ball. What's the call? We don't know, but Texas thinks they got the stop. They bring the measurement out, and it's going to be Texas football. Texas has 4 minutes left to win this game. Down by 1. The crowd's going crazy. I'm going to get a lot of heat saying that Alabama's going to win by 20 points. This is the one game that I don't think anyone expected, mainly because the 100 down there and lots of tears. But anyway, here's Texas' drive. After that, right down the field inside Alabama's 30. Looks like they got this game under wrap. 3rd and 3. Just the first down's all they need. And he gets sacked. That's just not what you wanted. You wanted to stay in field goal range. All right, here we go. 49-yard field goal. Hard one to get. Kicker's been having a hard time this year, or this week mainly. And it is up, and it is good. Texas crowd going crazy. They got a lead in Alabama. But what you don't know is Bryce Young, Heisman quarterback. 2-minute drill's all he needs to win this game. And I wasn't worried at all. He wasn't worried. 2nd and 2. Big hole up the middle. Find his open man inside Texas territory. All they need is a first down now to get in field goal range. Under pressure. He steps up and runs. He's got room to run. Way in front of the first down marker. Way in field goal range. All right, 15 seconds left. 33-yard field goal. To win the game, crush Texas' dream of a chance to knock down number 1. And it is good. Alabama wins the game. 20-19. App State, A&M. This is one crazy game. A&M paid App State $1 million to get a W, and they cough up the ball late in the first quarter. What are they doing? They're basically giving App State the ball. Anyway, game tied 7-7. App State A&M's trying to get some offensive momentum going, and they cough up the ball again. What are you doing? Hold on to the ball. You're basically giving Appalachian State the win with these turnovers. Tuck it in. Why are you trying to get extra yardage? Just go down. Go down. Come on. App State scoring a touchdown off that drive. A&M trying to gain some momentum on this return, trying to get some good yardage. And he found a hole, crossing up some defensive players, and he's gone. No block in the back, no penalty yards on the field. That's gonna stand. This ball is tied. A&M is back after struggling these past couple of weeks. App State managed to get a field goal their next day, and A&M misses a big field goal. They are hyped. The coach is hyped. They feel like they have a confidence to win this game. It's now late in the fourth quarter. All Appalachian State has to do is just run the clock out, and they do exactly that. Big yard gain. He's going to go to the house. Touchdown. Oh, wait a minute. They took a look at it. They said he stepped out of bounds. But anyway, App State pulls up a big upset there. All right, Baylor, BYU. What a great catch right before halftime. This game was very defensive in the first half. BYU making noise, and that's going to change the momentum here. This is now 30 seconds left. BYU trying to make some noise. They get in Baylor territory. Field goal range. Red zone with the chance to win the game, and he misses wide left. Oh my goodness. All right, overtime. Here we go. Baylor now. They got ball first. They got stuck going 3 and out. Making a field goal, and he misses wide right. What is going on with field goals in this game? All right, well, BYU now has a chance to win this game. Any score will do it. And the kick is no good. He misses another field goal. What is wrong with kickers in this game? Double overtime. BYU gets ball first. Baylor's 25. He's looking to pass. He's finding the receiver inside the 5. BYU's finally gotten something going here. All right, here we go. Second and goal at the 3. He runs it in, and he's in for a BYU touchdown. Looking to knock off number 9, Baylor, at home. But the thing is, Baylor's great at offense. Can they do it? They haven't been able to find it yet, but it's now or never. Fourth and goal after big penalties, and he threw in the back of the end zone. BYU wins, and they rush the field. Wow! All right, Kentucky, Florida, our game of the week. Back and forth game it was. First and 10 at their own 45. He takes the shot downfield, and it's caught! Kentucky touchdown! First TD of the game. And it sets up the rest of the game. Holy cow, that was got to be the catch of the week so far. Florida finding a big hole, trying to retake the lead. He does. He's inside. Kentucky's 30 now. Wow. The crowd is loving it. They're going hype, but they stalled out right there, going 3 and out that big run, going for a 50-yard field goal, and it is good. 1-point game. Kentucky feeling confident. They have a 1-score lead over a newly ranked number 12. Now here's their chance. 2nd and 9 at the 11. What a juke! He's in for the touchdown. Oh my! Florida now regains the lead. Watch the juke. Oh, keep an eye. Oh! Man, number 1 got his ankles broken right there. All right, Florida trying to do something. I don't know who that was to. That was right to the defensive player. Kentucky with an easy pick 6. And that is going to get Kentucky a big lead right there. That puts Florida in a hole. And they're trying to do something out of nothing. They're just going for everything there. They kind of stalled out. Going for a 4th and 3. No good. Kentucky going 3 and out. They're looking to put more points on the board. And the wind blew it wide left. No good. Florida still has hope with 4 minutes left. They're going for another 4th and 6 at their deep in their own territory. Wow, I don't like this decision at all, especially after last time. And who is that to? Where? There were no receivers in the area. That was all Kentucky defensive players over there. What was going on? Kentucky ends up winning that game. Recapping the rest of week 2. Marshall pulls up a big upset over Notre Dame, 26-21. Number 24, Tennessee pulls up another big upset, 34-27. And I call Tennessee winning the game. Once again, the underdogs for the week when it comes to ranked versus ranked teams. I got it correctly. Even, well, I mean, I guess you can kind of say I got the Alabama and Texas wrong because I did it based on the cover. But I mean, I got most of the big games right, the upsets that I called. Now, this one, I kind of got this one wrong. I thought I had Houston going to pull out the win after having a rough week last week. They can get things going as they prepare for their future Big 12 matchup, Texas Tech, but they lost 30-33. Hey, but they were battling in that one, though. Wisconsin gets upset to Washington State, 17-14. Another ranked team down. And also, Iowa finally finds some offense. They scored 1 touchdown. Just as many points they did last week. 7 points. Except for their offense got it this time. But it's not enough for Iowa State's offense as they may score 10 points. In the Big 12, we got a high offensive battle. Or really, just no defense at all. Kansas pulls up a win. Yeah, Kansas is 2-0 right now. And they're number 1 in the Big 12. That's something you'll never see again. Now on to my college pick for week 2. Oh boy, I slightly did better this week. Not really. I mean, I went 6-4, but I got 35 points last week. I only got 33. Now, the big one is Wisconsin was my big, confidence at number 10. They lost, so that hurt me a lot. Now, I'm 11-9. I got a winning record. I'll take that. I got 68 points. But I mean, for having a great week at picking the unexpected upset that you all probably likely didn't see coming, I did terrible for some reason. I'm gonna pull it up right now. I mean, I got at number 1. I actually had Stanford winning. I went for too many upsets. But that's what hurt me. I had Stanford winning. But I've got Oklahoma State winning. Now doing this on order up through 1 through 10 of my confidence. And I had Houston winning. Almost had that. But I got Tennessee, Iowa State, Kentucky, Wake Forest. I almost had Baylor. If they can start making some field goals, I can get that correctly. Alabama, oh my goodness, I had that at 9. And Wisconsin, I already told you, at 10. Boy, that was crazy week. I can't believe I did so great. I mean, with my picks there. And then USC at Stanford, I guess 56 points. I knew it was going to be a high-scoring game. But boy, did they bring the offense. USC won 41-29. So total combined points is 69 points. Almost 70 points. Wow. That is crazy high. And a lot of people are saying, oh, Alex Grid's bringing the defense. Lincoln Riley's got the defense there. Really not. I mean, allowing that many points is kind of a... Alright? And my spread. Oh, I don't even want to look at it. 4 for 6 this week. 7 for 13 total. And I guess even lower points in this game. Oh, man, that hurts a lot. I gotta start doing better against the spread. But the spread, it's not really what I'm best at. It's really, my best is picking who's going to win the game. And more or less than picking the spread. But anyway, I'm gonna go over the spread real quick. Obviously, I got Alabama wrong. There's no way anyone got that right. I got Wake Forest right. For some reason, I picked Tennessee to win the game, but I felt like it was going to be closer than 6.5. And I actually picked Pitt to cover, but they didn't. Tennessee had that well wrong. But, yeah, I got Wisconsin wrong too. Yeah. 17.5. Washington State winning that game. And I had Houston covering by 2.5. Texas Tech won by 3 points. Oh my goodness. 1 point off of getting the Houston game right. Oh my goodness. I've never been so devastated in that pick. Oh my goodness. That is the closest I've ever seen it. And also, I got Kentucky covered, Iowa State covered, and Iowa State was the underdog. Kentucky was the underdog. I've gotten majority of the spread that I think is spread the underdogs right. USC, I got. And I for some reason, I felt like Arizona State almost covered. They almost had it. They played a little tougher defense. They would have had that. They had a chance. Baylor, for some reason, was the underdog. I should have stuck with that. I don't know how Baylor should have won that game. I don't know. All right, now time for overrated and underrated. This week's overrated team is Notre Dame. Oh my goodness. Every week they get worse and worse. I think they spent all offseason preparing for Ohio State that they were not prepared for the rest of their season. Marcus Freeman is now once again on the hot seat for this week. How do you lose to Marshall? I mean, don't you pay those teams to come down? I mean, you paid these teams, these lower group of 5 and FCS teams, to come down so you can get an easy W and to really help them just a little bit, their athletic program, and really their traveling and everything. And you lose to them. You can't lose to them. You paid. Those are the games you pay to win, literally. But you lost. Ha! I am laughing so much at that upset. Oh my goodness. And this week's underrated team, I got Tennessee. Boy, did they put on a show against Pitt. Now, I gotta see. Tennessee, a lot of people were expecting me to do Kentucky, but I already had high hopes for Kentucky this year. I just talked about, to me, of how, the most surprising team to do great this weekend. Underrated Tennessee really surprised me. I really thought that Pitt I did pick Tennessee to win this game, but the way they won it and how big they won it really surprised me. I really thought it was going to come down to the last play. Really close, and I was going back and forth. I really thought Pitt was going to, for a second, I thought Pitt was maybe going to win that game based on how they beat West Virginia, but it really came down to, was West Virginia a good team? I mean, the way they lost to Kansas now? No, not anymore. And then now Pitt loses to Tennessee? Wow. Tennessee is so underrated, and I'm surprised they're not higher. I have them at number 5, if you haven't seen it already, at 5 in my rankings. All right, it's now time for Around the Network. Be sure to check out my Slater Report podcast every Monday at 6 o'clock. Just be discussing what I saw in college football, NFL, other sports, just going on some rant. And also, you're watching this show. This show is Down and Distance every Monday at 6 o'clock, talking about college football and some NFL news, if I care to do it. And also, the first Monday of every month, we got Hot Seat at 6:30. Just me asking important questions on Twitter around all of sports. And of course, every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., I got American Game Day. It's the Game Day show. Just whatever games are on that Saturday, I'm going to talk about it. The big games. And also, be sure to check out our website for the latest news and scores of what we plan on talking about for our shows around the network. Alright, it's now time for games to watch for week 3. We got Florida and Louisville, Friday at 6:30. It'll be a big game for these two programs. Florida State coming off rough week, but I think they're going to get things going. Louisville trying to get things going back in their program, but I gotta sit my pick. Since it's Friday, I gotta do my picks already. All right, put my pick on Florida State on that one there. I got Florida State. All right, now Georgia, South Carolina, Saturdays. Early game. in South Carolina. Can Spitzer Rattler pull it off? No. Georgia's putting up 30 points on them. I can already see that right now. 30 points for Georgia. All right, later on. Once again, Notre Dame. I wasn't going to feature this game as a big game, but because they lost, I got Notre Dame, California. This is going to be a big game. Notre Dame for sure is going to win this game. All right, California is going to make it a close game, closer than it really is. But I think I have Notre Dame taking over the second half of the game. I think they're going to clearly have this game won on NBC, if NBC doesn't jinx them. All right, and then we got 2:30 on CBS, Pitt State and Auburn. Auburn looking really great. They're undefeated. Both these two teams are undefeated right now, looking great in their conference. And just before they start conference play next week, this is going to be a great game to end their non-conference schedule. The winner of this game will likely have a good chance for their conference. Then we got Kansas versus Houston. Now, Houston's having a rough start to their season, barely getting wins and barely losing. Kind of like Nebraska right now. Kansas, 2-0 right now, having their best start of their season in like 5 years, all right? Number 1, the Big 12 going against Houston. Going to be a fun game to watch. Next game, Mississippi State, LSU. Another big conference game in the SEC. All right, the winner of this game will likely have a chance. The loser will probably not make a bowl game. The winner will have a shot at a bowl game. I'm calling it right now. The winner of this game will go to a bowl game. The loser will not go to a bowl game. Quote me on that. Texas Tech, NC State, after Texas Tech having a big upset against Houston last week. They're taking on an ACC team, a really good ACC team. I think number 2 in the ACC. NC State, they're number 16 right now. This is going to be a big game, really going to show who has potential in their conference. And another big game for BYU as they're number 12 now, going to get number 12 Oregon, who kind of had a rough week 1, but they're looking to jump back in and bounce up after how many points they scored last week? Maybe 45 for some reason. But I know that's not right, but that's another big game to look out for. And this week's game of the week, which I'm going to actually, now that A&M has lost, I'm more hyped about this game because Miami now actually has a shot now. 8 o'clock, ESPN. Number 13, Miami versus number 25, A&M. Really big game. Gonna be a great game. Cannot wait to see this. Could be probably the most hyped game of the season. And this is gonna likely be a classic. Can't wait to see that. Alright, thanks for watching Down and Distance. I went about 3 minutes over, but that's okay. You got an extra 3 minutes of me talking. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next week.